Hi, I'm Matt Chapman, Giants third baseman, and you're watching Bay Area Sports Wrap.
Saw Wilmer's base hit.
It's just Wilmer. He just always seems to come up with the big one, and he's been doing it for so long, and it's always a pleasure. You know, I actually saw it was a podcast for someone, and they were talking about Wilmer, and they're like, just put him on base, like don't. And then anytime you're in a big situation, it's just that's the way Wilmer goes. He's always prepared, always ready for the big moment, and obviously love that he did that.
You talked a lot about how having a complement with the cutter and four seamers sort of helped you elevate your game. How much do you feel like you've found your stride in incorporating all those pitches?
Yeah, I think just kind of it's all about just picking the right one. You know, I think there's a ton that goes into it. There's scouting stuff that goes into it, and just being confident in it. And I think that's the biggest thing, is the confidence and throwing it, and not being scared to throw it. I think sometimes the past couple of years with my four seam, I still do it now. Like, I'm scared to throw it in the zone, so I throw it 4 feet higher than the top of the zone, and I think the same with the cutter occasionally last year. And I just think it's all about just being confident in all those pitches, and kind of, obviously you don't know, but knowing that good things are going to happen, and trusting your defense. So it was kind of a full mix today. So,
Logan, was it cool? Was it awkward? How would you describe pitching against the team managed by the man who was the catcher for your first game?
Yeah, it's awesome. I love Voter. One of the greatest people I've ever met, to be honest with you. And, thankful for him. My first year helped me out so much. Got to give him a big hug the first day. We did the lineup card, so I got to see him, and I even told the umpires. I was all excited about it. I was like, he caught my first game. They're like, really? And it was just it's always great seeing him. It's always great seeing him, Craig Albernaz, Kai Correa, like some of the coaches over there. Big place in my heart for all those guys, and it was great to see them.
What's one specific thing that you credit Steven for your growth?
So I had a incident in St. Louis. Didn't do very well, and he sat me down and kind of said, we need to do this routine to kind of give you more time. And he'd been around Bum and some of the older guys that had a kind of a set time, and I use it to this day. So
Cool.
Big reason, yeah.
What do you think of Ramos' cash in the first inning there?
That's great. Obviously the energy was great especially after he caught it. It's always, he seems to make those plays routinely, so it's awesome to see.
Wilmer's obviously a weapon for you guys off the bench, but how maybe giddy do you get thinking about him and Rafi being in the same lineup, Chappie coming back when he's healthy too?
Yeah, super excited for Chappie to get back whenever that is. I know he's very bored. We need to find something for him to do while he's out. But it's always, whenever you see Flo in there, it's I faced him once when I was younger, but even then it was actually Voter that was catching me. He's like, this is the guy you got to watch out for, and it's true to this day. So and then he had a guy like Rafi, and it's fun to see him go up to hit every time and the crowd get into it, and excited for him to kind of get away. I know it's going to be hard this weekend, especially facing Boston, but all the noise and just everything, just get back to playing baseball is going to be the most important thing, and I'm excited to watch it because he's a top 10 hitter in baseball, and I have a blast watching him hit every single time.
You kind of touched on this already, but what has kind of enabled Wilmer to be so consistent in being able to just be a clutch RBI threat for you guys all year long?
I think the minute he gets to the field, he knows what he's going to do that day. I think that's number one. I also think you have to have he's maybe sick in the head a little bit. He's just some guys are just built for that stuff, and I think Wilmer's like that. And he's done that his whole career. So it's a pleasure to watch every single time he gets a hit.
What is the emotion of that moment when he comes through for you and then you're in line for the win all of a sudden?
Yeah, I mean, it's not even in line for a personal win. It's just we take the lead, right? We've lost 4 straight, and it's just kind of been a tough stretch. And we're playing a really good team over there. It's one of the best pitching staffs in baseball, and kind of proved it this week, sorry. And it was just great to get those 2 runs on the board and get the lead, and then it was kind of handing off to our bullpen, who is the best in the league. So it was fun for me to be in the dugout and enjoy that.
This is your second win against an AL Central team. What do you think about these teams that, like, what's been so tough for you guys against these teams in the AL Central this year?
My second one? Or
No, like this is your guys' second win against an AL Central team this year. What do you think has been so difficult about facing those teams in that division?
damn. I didn't even think about that. It's a good division. This team went to the ALCS last year and fought like hell against the Yankees, and the Royals fought like hell in the AL. I mean, it's just a good division. It's something that I didn't even know that, so I don't even know what to say. Sorry.
It's all right.
Good.
All good.
Thank you guys.
Hi, I'm JT Snow with the Giants for Bay Area Sports Wrap. Please give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.